There we go. Come on, start streaming. There we go. Come on, start streaming. Okay, I need to shut myself up, so hang on a sec here. There we go. Now I'm not gonna hear myself. Hey Night Train, how you doing? There we go. Come on, start streaming. Sorry, technical difficulties up there. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to shut myself up, so hang on a sec here. There we go. Now I'm not gonna hear myself. Shut up. Hey Night Train, how you doing? There we go. Alright, looks like everything's working and I am up.
Technical difficulties up there. I don't know what I'm doing.
Alright, so I just wanted to start by saying at this point I am on cold meds. I caught something over the weekend, so if I get a little goofy or retarded, please bear with me. Just call me out, call me retarded. But yeah, so today we are here to
So I just wanted to start by saying at this point I am on cold
and
meds.
I've got a QAVR frame, a 5-inch here, that I want to put this wizard in. However, it's not going to stay a 5-inch QAVR. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump down to
So I just wanted to start by saying at this
you should be able to see
point
both here. And we go ahead and get started.
I want to put this wizard in. However, it's not going to stay a 5-inch.
Is the echo still there, Night Train? Or are we okay?
Let's go ahead and jump down to So I just wanted to start by saying at this point
you should be able to see. Alright, have a sec.
And we go ahead and get started. I want to put this wizard in. However, it's not going to stay a 5-inch.
There, is that any better? Did I lose the... Okay, cool. Just making sure. So, as you can see, this is the first time stream. It's going to be a fun one. But anyway. Alright, so let's start by tearing this apart here. Let me grab... Oh, by the way, I am not a clean and pretty builder by any means. It's going to be a big mess. I mean, I got stuff everywhere. It's not exactly a clean area or workspace. So, figured you guys might enjoy that. I am a messy, messy person, so this ought to be a messy, messy build. We'll have some fun with it. But anyway, let's start by tearing it apart. First thing I got to do is figure out how to get everything out. So, start by pulling the O-ring here. Oh, and feel free to ask me any questions, anything like that, as we're going. I have no problem answering them. It may take me a sec to get to them because I got to look up and down and left and right and everything, but we'll get it done. So, anyway, start by tearing this apart. Gonna start by taking out my old VTX, because this VTX, the plug... Yeah, let's see if I can get it out and up. Come on, Velcro, there we go. The actual plug itself is breaking. So, focus, focus. There we go. The plug itself is actually breaking apart. There are splits in it. It's no longer very particularly useful. Focus. Goodness. Come on. Focus, focus. Sorry, new webcam, trying to figure it all out. But anyway. Hey, oh, come on. My fingers, really? Really? Ugh, you get it, though. It's broken. So, it's broke as heck. So I'm going to go ahead and start by replacing that in our new build. But to start, let's go ahead and get her apart, like I said. Because I can focus on multiple things at once, can't I? So how you guys doing tonight? I hope you're all as comfy as I am right now. I am in my PJ pants. It is wonderful. Sorry, just tearing this all apart here real quick. I think I've got a little bit too much of a delay here. I may scooch that a little bit faster because it looks like there's a good 5 seconds. Hang on. See if I can fix that. Can I change that while I'm running? I don't even know. Nah, it doesn't look like it. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a delay. Sorry about that. Actually, one last thing. I should have checked all this previously, but I'm dumb, so I'll bet it's hot in Argentina, Ezekiel. It is not exactly nice and warm here. I'm flying more like night train at about 11 degrees outside, 10 degrees. It's great. So I moved to the Midwest, and it suddenly became brutally cold. I am no longer happy with this place. I miss Virginia with its mild, wet winters. But anyway, so sorry about all the blathering there. I was just trying to get everything together, so. But I think I can run with this kind of a delay. It's not too bad. I just got to pay attention to the live chat and everything as well. Oh, and Night Train, by the way, I totally recommend flannel PJ pants. Put them under your jeans, wear them while you're sitting around the house. It's one of the things the girl got me into. I used to always wear basketball shorts. And then she surprised me with like 4 pairs of them, and I wore them out of, oh, fine, I have to. And then suddenly, oh, they're amazing, I love these. So now I wear them. But anyway, God. Okay, so BMC 3D does a great job with these session mounts. However, they are a bear to get on and off. And I know that's not a bad thing if you're running the same setup all the time and you're never changing anything. But the moment you decide to change stuff up, you got to deal with this mount. Spandex running pants. That's a picture I want to see, let me tell you. Bunch of FPVers out in, what is it, sarongs and spandex running pants. Half tempted to wear my kilt out at this point just because it'd be fun. But anyway, okay, so we got the top off here. Get rid of this. I won't be needing you anymore. Okay, so I have this all taped on. I gotta find the edge here. There it is. Having this thing covered in sand makes it a little bit easier. There's a big white line. Check it. You can find all your stuff right there. Sand. Reflective strips and all. Absolutely, man. A bunch of out of shape fat dudes running around in biker shorts. I think that'd be the best. Heck, if Rotor Riot's doing a thing up here, we should all show up in biker shorts. What do you think? Reflective strips, the safety helmet with the straps on it and everything. That'd be great. Get rid of that tape. But yeah, so how hot is it out there, Ezekiel? Are you looking at like 50 degrees, 70 degrees, 130 out in Argentina? I have no idea. I've actually never been there. Alright. FPV, what do you think? Is it still usable? I might save it for in case of emergency thing. Let's toss it in the bag. Yeah. Bag's to my left, by the way. Alright. Now, how did I get this on? How do I get this off? Where's my... Hang on, I've got a knife here somewhere. I don't know where my X-Acto knife is. That's always a nerve-wracking thing. Gonna step on it when you're not paying attention. Oh well, I'll use my nippers. That'll work. Come on, slide out. I don't even know if I'm gonna save this or not. I mean, it's pretty beat at this point. I chopped off one end the other day, actually. I think it was Saturday. Yeah, and so I went out and I flew it one last time, so I get one last set of footage with the Wizard. I'll be putting that out next week. But that bothers the heck out of me when every time you fly, you rip apart the antenna, the little whips. That's great. Okay, camera's next. See, hey, I was smart and I left the right kind of head there. And some of these cameras come with, you know, the Phillips head screws, others come with the hex screws. I like keeping all of my screw heads the same, so I can just use the same tool. Trying to manage the picture-in-picture's fun here. I got it over here on the left, and it is looking everywhere. I feel like I'm a crossing guard or something. caffeine and Dayquil. I should stay awake throughout this whole thing, which is important from what I hear. So, you guys don't really want to watch a stream of me sleeping. That's a totally different genre. But anyway, alright, camera out, plates out. Let's get those out of the way. Start making this look a little prettier. Top plate, camera plates. Okay, props off. Well, spliced myself. That's the best part of this whole thing, is when you cut yourself in half and doing these props. It may well be. I don't know. What would we call it? That would be the question. And so, Dayquil and Mountain Dew. I mean, I know gamers do Doritos and Mountain Dew and Red Bull, but what would Dayquil, Mountain Dew, and Red Bull? I had a Red Bull before I got home. So Dayquil, Mountain Dew, and Red Bull. That's got to be something else altogether. Ugh, tied. That whole thing. That's why we can't have nice things, by the way. Just so everybody knows. Is because Americans scream incoherently and eat Tide Pods. Ugh. Well, that, you know, people post the videos of things like flying over top of 747, but I'm not going to get into that so much, as we should have kept it quiet and not been assholes to each other. It's about all I have to say about that. I'm not going to turn it into a whole controversy. But, oh god, I forgot how tight these props get. Good lord. Yay, King Kong props on old motors. There we go. Yeah, I saw that. Isn't it like Dunkin' Donuts, or is it Duck Donuts that's making those Tide Pod donuts so little children eat them instead of Tide Pods? Oh god, I haven't used clockwise and counterclockwise motors in a long time. Come on, get on there. Alright, next. Which way does it go? Which way does it go? There we go. You know, I said I want to reuse these motors, but with the nuts being both directions, I don't know. We'll see how long that lasts. Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, I love that place. I miss Duck Donuts from the East Coast, though. That stuff was awesome. Thinking is not a good thing when you're on my designer drug setup, you know? Come on. Righty, tighty, lefty, loosey doesn't count. It's killing me. Alright. Making a mess, making a mess. Let's get my phone out of the way in case it bleeps. My girl sends me naughty pictures on the way home. I don't want you all to see it. Is it all Tim Hortons now? I have not checked that place out yet. It is on the list. I think we have one out here, but you know, we moved here under a year ago and both got straight to work, so. Okay, prop number 4. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Alright, got rid of the old janky props. Oh crap, you're barely north of me. I'm in Missouri, down in the southern part, but it's still Missouri. So, I guess I'll be seeing Tim Hortons more and more around here. Okay, now I got the props off. Now I think the next part is going to be just taking the flight controller stack off. I do have a separate flight controller and PDB that I'm thinking about using. Not this one that's actually in here. I actually have a Lumineer PDB that'll accept a what you call it? I think I'm a Hoover. A Pololu step down, which will allow me to put the the thing's on with stuff. God, my brain. It'll allow me to use the non-regulated TBS Unify that I have laying around. So Fort Leonard Wood. I have no idea where that is. Where is Fort Leonard Wood? Okay. These little nuts are the bane of my existence. I've lost like 12 of them. Oh, okay. The only one I know about is the one that's out in Illinois. I'm right by St. Louis, so there's Fort. It's not even Fort. It's some Air Force base. I can't remember. I could look it up, but I'm doing a build here, so. So, what are we looking at here? I'm looking at, I want to get this out of the way, but I've got so many little wires attached. I think I'm going to go with the Rotor Geeks SSD over the SP Racing F3 here, just because the Rotor Geeks is newer. So let's go ahead and get this started up here. My soldering iron is to the left. So we'll get that started up. Oh, okay, so it's out the other direction then. That makes sense. I haven't been out that way. The closest I've got is wine country. So... My aunt's a big wino. So we all went out there one day. And I realized there are roads I can ride my motorcycle on. Because everything else here is just straight. Hey Peps, how you doing? You missed it. I took apart part of this stuff. It was amazing. Oh, so incredible, right? Alright. Now I'm going to get these wires off of the flight controller here. One of the reasons why I want to change it up is because you only have the positive wires going to the flight controller on the original Quad. I don't know why they didn't use the negatives, but they didn't, and that was their prerogative and their stupidity, so let's go ahead and get that fixed. Speaking of stupidity, my god, have you heard about the latency on the new TS215? Apparently with their DVR there, it's absolutely ridiculously bad. Yeah, the Ozarks is somewhere I have to get out to, and me, I am on cold meds, so if I start to get stupid, that's why. Cold meds, Red Bull, and Mountain Dew. And some pizza in there somewhere too, so... Because apparently my body craves pizza when I'm sick. I don't freaking know. Something's wrong with me. But anyway. Let's see. I'm half tempted to just rip all these wires straight out because screw it, who cares? But it's always good to have a spare flight controller board sitting around. So I'll be nice and take it apart piece by piece. That's coming off cleanly, all that smoke, right? Yeah? At least I can get it upside down. Come on. This is my favorite part. Is these little wires right here. They don't make me want to tear my hair out at all. Yeah, I watched Stu's, and I got through a bit of Josh's before I had to do worky type stuff. And Stu was not a fan, and I hear Josh is already pulling the DVR out, so hopefully they listen to these reviewers for once and actually change stuff up before they get it out in production. Come on. Come out. There we go. Haha! I have freed a flight controller. Alright. Don't you just love the giant mess that the Wizard is once you get the original board off? This is ridiculous. Alright, I want to save this cam cable because I'm going to use it. So let's go ahead and get that off. It's 3 little little pieces right there on the Maytag PDB, so at least they're right next to each other. I'm a much bigger fan of pads than I am through holes, because pads just come right off. Look at that. Ta-da! The battery can... Oh, God. Whoa, I did such a bad job soldering this together. Please don't look at my old videos. They're awful. Wow, Peps. I can't believe you stayed up to watch me. I feel special. 1:23 a.m. Holy bejeez. If it were 1:23 a.m. here, I would not be doing this stream, let me tell you. Let's see if I can even get these off. Where's my little... There it is. You know, I'm not even sure where this came from. It's a little Swiss Tech tool, and at one point it had a little LED light on it, but that destroyed itself over the course of years. But it's this tiny little flathead Phillips head pair of pliers thing that I just keep in the bag because it's great. You can grab stuff and make it do what you want it to do. It is ridiculous. These wires just need to be... I mean, I understand that they're like production, and I hear that they're using like all but slave labor out there to put this together, but that's neither here nor there. Oof, plug and play. I think I've got a couple of plug and play wires here, but man, the first time you hit something, isn't everything going to just blow apart into a million pieces? Okay, now I should be able to pretend to move this flight controller, or this PDB, excuse me, which is not going to happen. I lied. It's going to stay right where it is, because I have zip ties everywhere. Let's get rid of those. It's an emotional moment. I'm taking apart my first quad. Not that it's the first quad I fly, but it's the first quad I own. The other ones are back over here in various states of disrepair. I need to fix that. See? You can see them if I turn this. There you go. Right over there. What towers are you using? Oh, and I'm changing the frame because, for one, this thing is old and heavy. It is a very, very hefty frame. I think it gets to be like 800 or so grams, and you're only running 2205 motors on the original Eachine Wizard. They're 2205, 2300 kV. And I went and flew it just the other day, and it flies like a brick. So I want to make it nicer and prettier, and I've got a little plan on this one. So once we get there, the next step after tearing this apart will be playing with the frame. The new frame, excuse me. Excuse me. DYS, ESC, and F4. Oh man, I still roll old school with a separated flight controller and PDB, man. I gotta do it. I am not a fan of the all-in-ones and the 4-in-1 ESCs and whatnot, because I have a tendency to make something burn out, and if it's all one piece, it's gonna burn out on me, and I'm gonna have to replace the whole thing. Whereas, you know, if I cut through an ESC, I have an old one here. Hang on. I have a tendency to hit my ESCs just right and knock off these little things, capacitors, all the time. So I like to have separate pieces on everything because I tend to fail components one at a time. But all that newfangled stuff, these kids these days don't know what it was like, right? That's the way I feel anyway. Alright, let's start tearing wires off because I can't even tell what I'm doing. Come here. There we go. Get you out of the way real quick. Maybe I can see what's going on. Okay, you're coming off too. VTX wires away! Really? Really? Seriously? What is this? Did I do that? I hope I didn't do that. I hope that was the original owner. the original builder. Whoever that was. There we go. Now I can actually get the stuff. Look at that. Alright, now give me this wire. Both of them, either of them, I don't care. Give them to me. Really? So they're not as scary as they sound? I have no love for things that get more complicated. I want to be able to easily and quickly tell you what's wrong, fix it, and move on without spending like $130. So there is that. Oh, come on, really? I'm gonna have to crank this up. Shh, don't tell Joshua Bardwell I'm about to use, like, what is it? 450 degrees Fahrenheit on my soldering iron here, just to get this freaking thing off, because it is being a bear, and I'm trying really hard to save what I have left of my 7030 here, because I know I'm going to need some of it, but I don't want to use all of it. I might just cut you, good lord. There we go, one. Come on off now. Come on. There we go. You know, I try those Weller irons and those single setting things. All I do is burn tips. I have the worst time destroying these. I actually just had to replace this one after about a year because it was roasted. I've got the old one around here somewhere, but it is like brown and black and awful, and yeah. I'm rough on my toys. Ah, there we go. And we got that, which goes with this, with Eternity. There we go. Breaking it down into constituent components here. What is this attached to? This is attached to that, which is the VTX. Alright. You know what? I'm just gonna be a bad boy. I did it right. I don't know what you're talking about. There you go. Good enough for now. Good enough for government work. Alright, what is this little VTX cable? You are a VTX cable. I don't want you on there either. Alright, and I think we're probably good there. I can get to what I need. So, oh, you know what? Keep that pigtail. Come on, little pigtail. I know you've been through terrible Justin soldering when you first learned. That doesn't mean you can't come off the board now, does it? Come on. Oh god, don't look at my old soldering. It's awful. I am embarrassed. Don't look. Okay. So now I'm going to start getting at these motors, because that's one of the big parts that I want, because they are still in pretty good shape. I might need to blow them out or something, but they're not rattly, they're still nice. And I think they'd go good on a 6-inch build, which we'll get there. I've got 6-inch arms. It only took forever and a day to get them. Filing down. Ooh, I'd be scared of doing that. I'm gonna file it down, pin it up, and have it spit solder on my face. Sorry, just checking a couple of things here. Making sure I'm not suddenly skipping or losing stream or anything like that. Checking my resolution. All that good stuff. Alright. So, it is time to start unraveling the rest of it. Oh, God. You know, these foam things stick great when you need them to. Yeah, and they're awful to get off. Might as well destroy them. I've got like 30 billion more of them. Alright, alright. Did I fly anything else? Yeah, actually. The first thing I actually flew, I have a video of my first flight up. Not my first flight, because my first flight was just crashing directly into a tree. But it's a little pair of bebop. This thing, right here. I've got a couple of videos on it. It's my camera drone. It's what I use currently. So, it's It's what I use when I'm getting those pretty shots, because, you know, FPV quads are great, but if you want to give like a view of the location, you need something that's a little more camera-y. I'll eventually upgrade to a Mavic here, a DJI Maverick or something like that, but, you know, money. So, hey Derek, how you doing? Is it only 5:30? Damn, I thought I must have miscalculated. I thought it would be about 6:30 there at this point. But hey, at this point we're just getting through the undoing of the first build here anyway, so it's not like you missed much. I mean, if you were really intent on figuring out, you know, what wires go to what, I didn't really go into that. I just started unsoldering, so. An HS100. I haven't looked too much into it. One of my other thought processes was actually putting together some sort of flame wheel or something like that, or maybe a TBS, what is it called? The TBS Discovery. But I realized that I like the ability to walk in the shots, move around in the shots, that kind of thing. And yeah, the old quad, the Ishin Wizard. I mean, here. I think we could put a camera in and fly it. What do you think? We just there we go. Still good? Still good. Okay. Anyway. This is, like I said, my old Ishin Wizard. As you can tell, it's been to the beach a couple of times. Sandy, sandy, sandy. But it's going to be a QAVR when I'm done. So. But yeah. Let's just unwrap all of these real quick. That way I don't have to flip it over a million times. So, what's an H? Oh, there we go. Holy Stone is nice drone. Still up there. Everybody gets GPS and 150 meters Wi-Fi, 500 radio. That's not too bad. I'm all about ease of use. I mean, I was looking into the new DJI. What is it? Not the Spark. The DJI. I can't remember what they're calling it. The mini Mavic, the one that folds to be like the size of like your finger. It's ridiculously small. But I don't know. I haven't really taken the time. Yeah, girl's not home yet, so I can say that if I bought myself a DJI right now, she'd probably kick my ass. Hey Brett, how you doing? I'm glad to see you can make it. Holy Stone. I'll have to check out Holy Stone. And yes, extra arms are always nice. I've got one extra for the Wizard left. And of course I was smart and only ordered 4 6-inch arms for the QAVR. So that'll be being ordered here next paycheck, just to make sure I've got a couple. Reviews for them. 3 drones in 8 months. Man, hook a brother up. I'm happy to do reviews. Shit. Excuse my French. This is a family-friendly stream. I need to watch my language. Anyway. $26. That's awesome. Glad to hear you could turn it into a family thing, Peps. That's really great. And Derek, I'm terribly sorry your wife hates the hobby. Mine just likes the fact that I disappear every weekend for a few hours. I get out of her hair and let her do her thing. Of course, you know, she also knows a general perception of how much all this costs. So that does help, let me tell you. Alright, now let's see if I can get down into all of this. I think I'm going to remove the motors real quick. That way I got a little more play. Doodly doodly doo. Yeah, my greatest fear is that my girl does that I die and my girl tries to sell everything at the cost I've told her it is, because she'll be out thousands of dollars. You know, with my luck, she's sitting right outside listening to the whole thing. I'm gonna walk out of here and she's gonna be like, "You what?" Wait, 30 years and the wife doesn't like it? What the hell? Man, you gotta take her out there. Get her to fly. I mean, now I'll get the girl to fly my camera drone every once in a while. Oh, everything I buy is cash. I do not use my credit card on this. This is all spare change that I got laying around. And so I'm kind of sort of thinking about doing some sort of Patreon sort of thing in order to get a little more petty cash in for this stuff. But man, if I use a credit card on all this, I'd just rack up all of my bills, and that would be bad. Then the girl really would have something to complain about. You don't have the money for the mortgage? What the hell? Well, thank you for waiting patiently, Brett. Yeah, I didn't realize that there was a public and private settings, so that was smart of me. I would put on some music, but I'm terrified of copyright taking me down right now. Even though, you know, at the end of the month here, I'm going to lose monetization, possibly the ability to live stream anyway. So, we'll see how that goes. Well, yeah, I actually, I also tried to get a drone from, or a quad, excuse me, from Ishin when they were doing the TS215. They're really, really bad at getting back to you, though. I mean, I sent them a full comprehensive, you know, letter, basically, over Facebook Messenger, where I talked about what I can do, my skills, this, that, the other thing, that people watch me, etc., etc. And they're like, well, we gave one to Josh, so screw you. I was like, all right, fine, you do you. But very nice, very nice. Maybe I'll have to look in on, I know, getting in on the Ishin and Gep, sorry. Mountain Dew's kicking in, right? Not the cold meds. I'd love to get in on the Gep RC stuff, that'd be great. But, you know how they are. Probably just about the same as Ishin. Now, personally, you know whose list I want to get on? DJI's. Give me some Mavics to test. You know, give me some expensive stuff, and if I don't like it, I can sell it for what, $1,000 a piece, especially if it's a prototype. Because the DJI heads really go for that stuff. It's a slightly different color. I'll pay an extra $10,000. It's insane. Oh, by the way, exactly. By the way, I highly recommend one of these. It's just a magnetic cup. You can pick it up at like any AutoZone, any Walmart. I think the girl got one at Target the other day, actually, because she liked this so much. But it sticks to any metal surface, and all your magnets, and all your, screws stay in there because of that giant magnet on the back. Now, mine is starting to break, but it's supposed to be glued there. So these are awesome. If anybody who's watching doesn't have one, I recommend it. They're like $3 to $5. Okay, so back on topic. There we go. Now I have something that will fly, right? And this will fly no problem? Yeah. Just put a couple of popsicle sticks. We'll be good. No, okay. So now I have all these little... I hate these things. What do I do with those LEDs? I'm getting rid of them anyway, so I might just clip the wires. Oh, bad practice. Oh, don't do this. It's terrible. It's bad practice. You should always desolder. You should always desolder, because later you're going to want it again, and you're going to have to desolder little tiny nubbins, and that's awful. But I don't feel like dealing with it right now. So we'll cut those off, save them for later, save them for a rainy day. Put them on my goggles, just right across my face. What do you think? Too red, too green? Left and right? I think it'd fly pretty good with a good chuck. I mean, it's got that weight distribution. It'll go forever, right? This was actually the Ishin Wizard X220. QAVR clone. It basically came, pre-assembled. All you had to do was add your receiver and, your yeah, your receiver, sorry, for your transmitter in your hands. I always have fun with that one. But yeah, it was add your receiver, go and fly. And so that's how I got into the hobby, is just with this Ishin Wizard here. I've got quite a few videos on it. But I think that's the end of the Wizard, because it weighs like 1,000,001 grams just as a frame. And there's all these extra pieces parts on it. So, alright, now that I've got this apart, I just want to check something out. Where to put it? Let's grab one of these. Oh, 6-inch arms for the QAVR. That's not a bad idea, light up landing pad. Except I don't use landing pads. I'm more of a gorilla guy myself. Where's a spot that's a little more dirt than grass? Okay, let's go. I'm thinking I dangle them, you know, like a mariachi from my goggles, though. Click, click, click. Anyway. Will that stretch? No, that's not going to be long enough. Alright, looks like I am going to have to ditch the ESCs. Which is going to be fun, because like half my ESCs have wires on them and half don't. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of work there real quick, but that's going to be the longest part of this build. So, yeah, I should probably take them off the PDB, shouldn't I? Yeah, that means I have to do it right, and that's not fun. Extend some wires? What you talking about? I'm just going to use my other wires, because these are all long as hell. I think that'll work just fine to get me to 6 inches, so... Doodly doodly doo. Where was I? Okay. Sorry, my brain... my brain is on cold meds. Making some bio over here on the left. Let's see, where am I at? 700. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kick that up, because when I got this all in one, it was like machine soldered together. So it's really, really hardcore solder, and it takes a lot of oomph to get it all apart. As you can tell, I did not do the best job when I was learning how to solder. And it's very, very messy. It's also because it's 60/40 solder that I didn't understand quite how to use. 8 working quads. Are you serious, Derek? I have 0 at the moment. I'll have 3 by the end of the week. But I've got 1 missing ESCs, I've got 1 missing a motor, and then I have this monstrosity, this contraption here. I love building them too, but my pocketbook doesn't. That's why I'm salvaging all of this. Besides, I figure what a better way for my first quad to go than a live stream. Everyone can watch me tear it apart and tear up because it's so emotional. There we go. VTX wires. You know what? I don't want you there anymore. You're in my way. Go away. Nobody loves you. Your father was a hamster and your mother smelt of... Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. Yeah, I feel you. It's one of those things where technology is moving so fast right now with these quads. I'm not even going to try and keep up right now. More than anything, because by the time you do catch up, the moment it ends up in your lap, you've suddenly got a whole new thing to deal with, to contend with. I mean, I got these, for instance, I got the chameleons. What was it? I want to say I got them in like August, September? No, later than that. I can't quite remember, but I got them, and then like 2 months later, the Armiton Rooster was announced, and suddenly everybody's going for the new frame that they've made, and I had literally just finished building my second chameleon and just getting them locked in when the new frame came out. All the protocols. Okay. Race light, a couple of 4-in-1s. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Oh, those Betaflight frames? How are they, anyway? It is Betaflight, right? I'm not going crazy. Good Lord, my man. No, sorry, I see B fight. Okay, I'll have to look into it. Unfortunately, I am not a end-all, be-all, know-all of knowledge in the quad world at this point yet. Oh, that's why. Okay. I ordered from GearBest once. When they lied to me and did not send me my equipment for an extra month, I decided I'd never order from them again. Oh, okay. Little Hyperlight clone, I guess. Did they pull the same thing on you, Night Train? Oh, come on, it won't even come off. Heat up. We will get stupid here. Getting a little distracted. Where'd it go? See, like I said, messy builder, I lose stuff all the time. There we go. Good to know, good to know. But yeah, so, Derek, you have a rooster, a chameleon, a stingy, a schizo, a frog, an X5R, a space one, and an IX5. Which one's your favorite? That's the real question. Which one do you fly the most? I hear the significant other walking into the house, so she may pop in here and say hello. I'd love her to, because it's so hard to get her on camera. Really, the stingy out of everything, even with those tiny little front spacers. Like break when you breathe on them wrong and the whole camera system comes out. Wow. Sounds like fun, dude. Having stuff go out before even the next part gets in. Oh, I'd be furious. That's why I went with Armaton. There is a warranty, no questions asked. When I drop it onto my neighbor's back patio, I get the parts replaced. I still can't believe that one came back. Alright. Almost done, almost done. Tearing it down anyway. Be down to constituent components here in a second if I don't burn everything out first. There's a distinct smell of plastic in the air. Oh, that's probably why. Been melting those wires, haven't I? So what's not for you, Derek? There we go. Oh, I hear a female. You realize that my camera is on, right? Okay. I'm just letting you know. I thought I saw very bare shoulders. I mean, if you really want to give these guys a show or something, you know, feel free, but... Nothing. And I got myself in trouble. Anyway. Oh, no, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. And yeah, all this old flux and stuff. Like I said, this was when I was first learning to solder, so... Super sexy, right? Really well done. I feel like some middle school kid did this, man. That's terrible. Alright. Yes, I fed the cats, honey. I was a good boy, and I fed the pets before I got started. Well, of course he's gonna meow. We have one cat that just decides to meow. Yeah, I know, wouldn't it? They're saying you should strip naked and come in here. I'll get all the views. Funny. She's pretending that it's funny. Anyway. What? I'm talking to the people online. Eh. Yeah, and he did a better job than I did. You kidding me? I mean, you can definitely tell what's mine and what's not mine. My soldering these days is a bit better. Not amazing, but enough. So I'm pretty sure these are the V1s. These are old Racer Stars. I did replace it with a 30 amp. But I just want to... Is there any way I'm going to be able to stretch that? That's a 5-inch derp. Nah, there's no way that's making it, is there? You know what? Let's actually test this out. Alright, at this point, I'm going to start taking this apart to see where we really stand. See what I need and what I don't. Ugh, wires everywhere, stuff everywhere. I am so messy. Okay. Derek, it would be nothing new, honestly. We play fight all the time. Hey, Crazy Quad, how you doing? Chinese. Yeah, and that little Chinese kid does a better job soldering than I do. It's terrible. So at least they have transferable life skills. Me, I'm just IT. I'm a professional Googler. I could Google better than anybody. Nah, that's a lie. It's a bold-faced lie. I want to put on music, but I didn't think of that beforehand. Next time I do this, if YouTube lets me have a next time here, I don't know what they're going to do on February 20th, but next time I do this, I'll have like a playlist ready that's copyright free, so I can have music while I talk like an idiot. JC, that's Project Blue Falcon, right? Yes, I have watched Blue Falcon and Bardwell a lot to get to even where I am at this point. Alright, so I know that these arms are easily swappable, but I want to get to that flight control, or to the PDB, excuse me, change that out here too. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull apart the stack. Give me half a second here too. Wow, I'm keeping that way too hot. 690, what is that? That's... $360 should be okay. Alright. Sorry, playing with my soldering iron here. Adjustable digital temperature, it's awesome. I highly recommend an adjustable digital temperature soldering iron. It makes it so you don't burn everything. I know, rest in peace, man. It's odd, I do miss the guy. And Night Train, I totally feel you. I hit the watch time no problem, but I'm only at 300 some odd subs. It's gone up a bit recently. You know, the cross my fingers is that at this rate, by the end of the year, you know, I'll be back up to their standards. It's, you know, I understand why they're doing it. I really do. You know, I get the whole save our business first, because if our business isn't there, none of yours is anyway. I get it. Don't get me wrong. But it bothers the heck out of me that they're pulling the rug out from under people. So heavily, you know, so... Hey, man, life's all about that money, so at least I get that, but... And Derek, I did not cry when he passed. Unfortunately, I hadn't watched many of his videos beforehand, so I didn't have that kind of connection, you know? Alright, now, why did I do that? That was dumb. Because I want some... Yeah, screw it, I'll just put it together piece by piece. Doodaloo. But yeah, I had not watched many of his videos before he passed, prior to him passing, so unfortunately I didn't have those feels. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna screw the flight controller back in so it holds the little plastic pieces, because I don't feel like dealing with fidgeting too much here today. We'll just use you temporarily. Shh, you will like it. It's if you go way back, I actually got into YouTube because I was working like, was it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it was like Saturday and Sunday nights, and then I'd get like Monday and Tuesday, and then they switched me over to a Thursday. What was it? Wednesday, Thursday off, and I was working nights and days. My schedule was all messed up. It was brutal. And so I got into the whole YouTube thing. I actually started with motovlogging because I needed something for myself, because I never saw a significant other. I never had any time for me. Everything was about work, errands, groceries, sleep. That was it. My schedule was so far off, it was painful. And when I did have time off, I was just all by myself. So I started riding the motorcycle and talking into a microphone and having a camera, because I thought it was a pretty cool little trick, pretty cool little thing you could do. And it moved on from there. That's why the channel's called Loy Ventures. But yeah, back to there we go. But yeah, it was a sad day. Everybody was despondent over that. Which way does this go in? I don't remember. There we go. Goes like that. Yeah. One of the cool things about the QAVR is its quick change here. It's supposed to be really slick, and I'm just an idiot, so we'll see how it goes. Was it short screw, long screw, long screw? Is that right? I think so. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. After I heard what happened to him, I made sure I started wearing a helmet every time I rode. Oh, come on. Don't ride a bicycle without a helmet? Studies have proven that riding without a helmet actually makes cars more apt to pay attention to you. You put on a helmet, they're more likely to run you over. Just food for thought. Oh, you'll have to be a little more specific, Derek. How do you ride like I asked? Oh, what the hell? Well, things spun on me. Now I have to grab the piece. Come on, back around. Okay. Put those bolts in backwards. Just how it always works. Oh, no disrespect taken, don't worry. We're all nice and happy here. None of that drama that goes on everywhere. I don't have the patience for it, honestly. Sorry. Cop died because he fell out of a golf cart. That's impressive. Sorry this is taking just a minute. I'm just swapping out 5-inch for 6-inch arms. There's got to be a faster way to do this. You know what? I am going to be bad and just tear it all apart. Let's be faster. Oh. Alright. Now, I think I've got that right. Okay, so the short's going that secondary. Cool. Yes, sir, Echo B. It is a 6-inch frame. It's a QAVR that I bought as a 5-inch, and I'm swapping it over to 6-inch arms because, from what I'm reading, 2205-2300 just puts us in the range for having a nice torquey 6-inch. So, and see, Derek, that's why I ride a cruiser. Because a cruiser, you have to pay more attention, and you can't ride it like you stole it. If you do ride it like you stole it, 90, 100 miles an hour on my 800cc is about top speed. So, ride it like I stole it until the cops just, get next to me. No, I'm actually, Echo B, using these 2205-2300s from the Ishin Wizard that I've just taken apart a little earlier here. I figure it should be just torquey enough and just enough, looking up on a mini quad test bench, that they should just be able to handle 6-inch props and give me a bit more thrust, a bit more oomph. Looking to go with something a little more Sky Surfer-y. Because, when I go to the beach and stuff like that, they, the chameleons tend to not cover as much ground as I want. An R6 Yamaha. No wonder you drove it like you stole it. Come on. Screw it. I'm just going to take them all out. At the moment, my props are somewhere. I just grabbed some Doll Prop 6040 bi-blades for the moment. The titanium bolts. I actually don't think I have titanium. I've got the same steel as everything else. I did not opt for the titanium upgrade, and it was only because I didn't want to pay the extra at the time. But the steel worked fine. As for the, I don't see the difference, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I got shorter and longer bolts. I should have paid more attention. But yeah, more of a sky surfer, if that makes sense. Not so much a mountain surfer or anything. I don't want anything nuts or crazy or anything like that. I just want something that's nice and chill, that covers a lot of ground quickly. It doesn't have to be the fastest turning piece of equipment ever, that kind of thing. I'm looking more for a relaxed flight out of this that gets you, covering space. Those are the older red bottoms, right? The 2205s. Those aren't too bad. I know they will put out a lot more oomph than these Ishin things, but just about anything will put out more oomph than an Ishin. So, oh, this is going to be fun. I totally thought this through, can you tell? Smaller here. Get through there. And quality machining most definitely, but I cannot press a nut through or bolt through for the life of me. I was thinking about turning it into a photo drone, but I like the idea of not having FPV while I'm doing my flight footage, or my, my photo style footage. It's more like those guys who do like the big mountain surfing and stuff like that. Stuff that'll get you a lot of distance, you see people using them on the beach, that kind of stuff. I'm looking to make something that, flies really big distances, open sky, a bit faster than my chameleons, because my chameleons are really good for ripping around a park, trees, light poles, parking lots, things like that. But you know, say for instance I wanted to cover the entire distance of that church in my last video, it would take forever and a day with the chameleon. It would feel like it was moseying, and I want something that just right through everything. You know, different quads for different thoughts. If you listen, you can hear my cat in the background. If you listen very carefully. What's he yelling about? Oh, we got cat fight going on. Might be more interesting than this. I'm actually sorry. I'm actually in Missouri at this point. I started in Virginia. We moved out here for the better half's job, and we're right up by St. Louis. So I do have the arch right down the road, which is kind of cool. But there's no way in heck I'm gonna fly it because I've been stopped in the city with my quads on my back, asking what I'm gonna be doing with those. So I just kind of stay away from the city a little bit. One of these days I'll go to a night flight, like out of my parking garage and around the pedestrian bridges on the second floor and everything. That should be fun. And yeah, Night Train, I do agree with you. It should be interesting to fly acro with a 6-inch. It's part of the reason why I want to do it, just for a change. I mean, I've got 2 5-inch quads already. I figured there was not much of a point in having a third 5-inch. So, grab the other legs. Although I have to say that I feel like this QAVR is a complicated setup. It's a lot of fiddly little parts. Now I understand the point once it's all together. It's great and quick swappable and all that. But I don't plan on having to swap all that often. Who's the quad police? Oh, yes, no. Okay, yeah, sorry. I had to get back on that. If I haven't mentioned, I'm on cold meds and Mountain Dew and Red Bull, and it's fun. But, yeah, not so much quad police, but, you know, the people who fly the St. Louis Arch, that is national park, and they're very picky about that ever since the dude flew his Cessna between the arch. They're really, you know, very, very on top of things at that one particular national park. Oh, messing up my new table. I'm terrible. All right. I know I do, but I love this tool. One of these days I'll pick up some hex screwdrivers. I've got like every other kind of screwdriver on earth. I just picked this one up when I was younger because I needed as many tools as I could very quickly. A piece is falling. And short. And short. Get in there. Get in there. Get in your hole. There we go. But yeah, man, if there were actual quad police, I'd probably, like, you know, skate right by them. Exactly. But that doesn't stop people. If you look online, you'll see a lot of people flying national parks and things like that. And, you know, to each their own. You know, enjoy your freedom while it lasts kind of thing, you know. I don't care what you do as long as you don't get me in trouble. And because people are flying it, they get me in trouble, and that makes me cranky. Because literally, I can be flying in a state park that's a block away, and that's not a problem, but the national park is when they freak out. I've gotten used to this tool. I do have regular old hex wrenches somewhere around here, but this is the one that goes in my bag, you know, just in case of emergency. Oh my gosh, 1, 2 screws. And I didn't feel like trying to find all of my little pieces because I'm messy. Speaking of being messy, I did find my pokey stick. 1, 2, 3. Is that all of them? Nope. Okay. What do you think? Will it fly like that? 1.5 inch arm, 3 6 inches? I think it'd fly beautifully, like a wounded giraffe. Most of the time, yeah, the cops don't give, a good gosh darn about where you're flying around here, as long as you're not in that one particular park, up in St. Louis, the city itself. Everywhere else I fly, I mean, Lumineer Llama Ding Dong Sculpture Park, I got a video of it. They had no problems with me flying, and I actually got a wave or two from the cops. With the quads on my back and everything, people stopping and asking me that kind of stuff. The culture out here, they're really cool when it comes to this kind of stuff. They do not mind it at all. But it's, national law is a totally different thing. They're very, very, this is the rules. The rules must be obeyed. And I'm going, didn't you guys have skateboarders at any point? Yeah, I actually have. Hold on. I can show you. I got a monitor. The better half was awesome. She tossed me this monitor for Christmas. Runs on a 2S battery. It's got a 40-channel VTX integrated, and you stick an antenna on it. I think it's awesome. I hand it to whoever comes by. I just have it set up with me whenever I'm flying. So I started doing that after like the 5th time. Little kids were like, "Can I watch?" And then they got bored because, it's just watching a quad flip through the air. So you hand them a monitor, and they're like, "Oh, that's so amazing." What do you got going on, Echo B? And I'm sure a ground station's nice, dude. Wish I had a ground station, but... Oh, you mean the monitor, my bad. I thought you meant a full-on ground station. I was like, well, if I were going to be flying long distance, absolutely. Oh, God, this takes forever. Brett, you don't have goggles yet? What do you fly with? Are you flying line of sight still, or? Do I have a better wrench somewhere? Nope. Hey man, I'm a big fan of the monitor. I mean, that'll get like 7 or 8 kids all around to calm down and watch as opposed to be spastic. Come on, seriously? Why are you not threading? Oh no. Oh no. Something's gone wrong. Hang on. Let me loosen that up a little bit. There we go. I didn't just spend a minute spinning it into nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. That's a good point. The other thing is, a monitor is harder to walk away with than a pair of goggles. That's part of the reason why I go with the monitor. Because, if someone were to, you put your goggles down, they pretend to put the goggles down and walk away, well, there go your goggles. So, personally, I'm a fan of keeping my goggles nearby. Is it the right one, or is it these? I don't remember which ones I was using where. Okay. I think this one worked fine. Doodly doodly doo. Okay. Sorry for the delay, folks. Takes a little bit to get this QAVR together. Like I said, it's a bunch of little fiddly parts. Apparently they designed it for quick swap. This is super quick, right? Ultra fast. You guys are nuts. I'm waking up at 7 a.m. during the week. Going out and flying in it. I've got reactive airway disease, so I can't really get out in the air for too long. Get too physical when it's that cold. It'll actually cause me an issue. Okay. Yeah. Come on now. Get in there, you. Negative 25C. That's gotta be brutal, Derek. Or, excuse me, Echo B. Getting people mixed up, looking up, down, left, right. You people with time to fly during the week. It's nuts. It's not bright enough for me to fly in the mornings, and it is not bright enough for me to fly when I get home. That's all I got right now during the winter is weekends. Oh, that is not fair, Derek. I want it to be that warm out here. Can we trade? You can come live in St. Louis, I'll go live in Cali. I moved from Virginia to a place that gets dustier snow. Yeah, one of my neighbors back in Virginia had a diesel that he had to plug in. And it's every morning. He used to make the joke that he really drove an electric. He just didn't want to tell anybody. Alright. Now we can get back to the interesting stuff, now that I have a 6-inch here again. If I can find the parts. Okay, there's that. I know you're over here somewhere. Where did you go? Seriously? Half a second. Oh, god darn it. Messy. Yes, cleanliness is godliness. I know, and I am not godly. I am just a man. Oh, probably in my box of stuff next to me. Would you look at that? Is what tight exactly, Echo B? Yeah, everything's nice and taut there. No, you don't want to trade, Derek? Oh, come on. There's no earthquakes out here, just tornadoes. I'll trade you earthquakes for tornadoes. That'll be a fun one. Where's the pool? There you are. Okay. Oh, how cute. Don't worry, I'll sub when I'm done here. Yeah, I know. It's really weird with all that. But yeah, everything's tight. They've got these weird little pieces that you hook everything on. It's supposed to make them quick changeable because the flight controller holds everything on, blah, blah, blah. It's really weird, but, you know, it'll work. So anyway, on to putting this together. Ta-da! I have a thing. I think it goes battery aux 2. Yeah, okay. So each individual ESC gets its own thing. This is the first time I've actually taken a good look at this, so bear with me as I flail through it. At least there's some room around all these rubber grommets. That's nice. It's alright. Well, I'll just secretly be jealous, Derek. Son of a gun, there's a step down that needs to go on this first. How about we do that? Okay. Hey, honey? Can you do me a huge favor? Bring me my vape. Thank you. Yes, I am a vapor. I know, doesn't it? It's like huge compared to the 5-inch. When I get it all done, we'll do a comparison between the two. I wish there was an all-in-one F4. Did I mention she doesn't like to be in the stream? She doesn't like being in my videos. You guys gotta tell her that she should. She's so much fun. Thank you, honey.
I brought you a vape.
You are amazing. Better. Okay, back to wake. Kick that right back up to about 700. I'll grab some fresh solder. Am I in video here? I'm still figuring out working with this. You get in there so I don't lose you. A little bit of cleanup real quick so I don't lose a bunch of nuts and bolts. No, I wish. It's not quite legal here yet. I'm actually trying to quit smoking. This is a 3 milligram nicotine e-juice. It tastes like lemon pound cake, so dessert. It is one heck of a learning curve, Brett. It'll be fun, but expect some time to be invested, most definitely. I know, she's the one who wants to stay behind the shadows. It's ridiculous. But yeah, she and I both actually quit smoking back in the... I know, Canada is legal and I'm jealous. But she and I both quit smoking about, what, year and a half ago? Or no, it was up until half a year ago. We had completely quit smoking. We were only vaping and life was good. And then this move and transition and everything just threw us all for a loop and everything. And we both picked up smoking while the other was away. So we both got back into smoking because we're bad people. And we are currently in the process of trying to quit again. So... Alright, nice and clean, and I'm going to use my good solder at this point. Alright, is that clear enough for you guys? Do I need to adjust any cameras or anything? Or are we okay? Come on, work. Get hot and get on. Really? Getting a cold weld here. Hang on a sec. It is quite the learning curve. I also recommend, if you are using Horizon, to stop using Horizon as soon as possible. Horizon mode will only make things harder in transition. I know I do. I'm trying here. It's being a bear. If I don't get it finished tonight, though, don't worry. I'll probably finish it up in a stream, pull a second stream tomorrow or something. Because, yeah, this is taking a little longer than I thought it would. There we go. 2. Oh, come on. 2, I say 2. Get on there. First time I've used pins, so bear with me for a sec. There we go. Come on, really? Ah, get on there. Now get off there. What the hell? Okay then. We'll play your way. These pins did not solder as cleanly as I'd like, but whatever. Get rid of the excess pin here. Shooting pins everywhere. Ah. I don't think I have used flux in quite a while. This is a rosin core. What is it? It is a rosin core silver solder, 3% silver. So it works a little differently than your standard. I want to say this is, oh, what was it? He handed me like 75-25 or something like that. And then I've got the 60-40 as well. So I'm using the 75-25 on this to get it as nice as possible. But anyway, enough blathering. Let's get this going. Get the Pololu on there. You know what? That little tiny bit of sticky tack is going to work great. Yeah, it's rosin core solder. It actually already has the flux internally, apparently. I got a bunch of this other stuff that I do not believe has the rosin in it, which makes it more of a bear to work with, but, gotta use it somehow, right? I'm gonna clean the tip here. Honestly, because that's what the guy at the hobby shop handed me. He's like, I need good electronic solder, and he handed me that, so it works great. I actually need to go pick more up, because this is all I got left. So, we'll get there at some point. Yeah, it melts like nothing. But then sometimes it sticks to the parts you don't want it to stick to. You kind of got to play with it a little bit. There we go. Got the temperature and rhythm down. Gimme. No, hey. Well, I did. And then I said something. Ugh. There we go. Not the prettiest job. See, one of the weird things this does, this particular solder, is it goes very murky if it'll focus. Focus! Oh, I gotta work on this camera. But anyway. Alright, so now I have a step down on there. So that should make my cute little TBS. This thing work nice. That make that work goodly. Anyway. Alright, battery out the back, stuff out the front. Yeah, I am a big fan of the 75-25 that I got here, which is awesome. 73, 70, it's pretty good. It's like 70%. And I've got the 60-40 that you get at Home Depot, and I have a ton of that because my dad thought it was a good idea to get it for me. So, whatever. It's got to use it sometime, right? Check for local hobby shops. A lot of them actually do a online thing as well, where you can order from them and they'll ship it to you. That's what a lot of these places are, like Get FPV and everything like that. They're actually local shops that have an online presence. I get my solder from Mark Twain Hobby Center. I believe they allow you to order as well there. And they do have some FPV parts. They carry the M2 and M3 screws, so they're pretty good about that. But I do miss Radio Shack, though. Absolutely, Brett. I miss Radio Shack something terrible. Unfortunately, most of my hobby shops and my electronic shops are actually RC cars out here. So not a lot of FPV going on. They do have some of the equipment I need, but the closest one to me actually does have a lot of airplanes and what you call it? Airplanes and quadcopter stuff. So they've got like a lot of Traxxas is what they carry. So you'll see Traxxas parts in my builds occasionally and such. Alright, so we are here. Now we need ESC wires and such. Let's see. We can go ahead and tear this apart real quick. It should only take a second. And then we can see what we're actually looking at. We can mock it all up. Crank this mother up. Come apart quickly and easily for me, please. I said quickly and easily, bitch. Messy. Go. One more there. Always have a trash can handy. Two motors. Come here, X-Acto knife. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Yay, cold meds. That's part of the reason why all the way to Chicago for a single electronics store, bro. That's brutal. And 3 motors. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with those ESCs yet. We'll figure it out eventually. We'll get there eventually. Man, the biggest chain anything we have out here is Hobby Lobby. I'm jealous of all of you having these nice electronic stores and everything. I gotta go find something. Marine grade heat shrink. That was smart, wasn't it? Want to talk about quad weight? Yeah. I did some stupid stuff when I first started, but that's why we're changing it up. Yeah, so it doesn't really look like I have any real beginners out here. You're trying to learn anything in particular, are you? Cut away from me? Why? I'm a little confused. Did I miss something? Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry, I was a little confused there what you were talking about. Yeah, the thing is, I was cutting towards a board, so I wasn't terribly concerned. I'm gonna hit the ESC before I hit myself. I was using it like a saw blade. Yeah, but you know how hard it is to cut away from yourself when you're trying to hold a piece of plastic? Anyway, yes, I have bad habits. Do as I say, not as I do, right? That's the way I look at all this. Does it have enough threads? I don't know. Let's see, what kind of screws do I have for motors here? Got the little itty bitty ones. I've got super long ones. Let's see. Get out my box of spare parts here, take a look. Let's see, what do we got? Well, I know these are right about the right length, so do I have anything that almost matches that? A little longer. A little shorter. You know what, we'll go with the short ones for now. I know I'm going to lose them without Loctite, but I'll Loctite them later. Right now I'm just trying to get the build done. Hey, you know, if you guys are into it, it'll give me the views, right? Kidding, would never. ER for an X-Acto knife? Oh, come on, dude. I took a carbide cutting blade to my arm here. What did I do? I got some Neosporin and a couple of butterfly bandages. ER. Alright, where'd I put my tools? Where'd I put my things? Alright. These screws are going to be way too small, and I am aware without Loctite these will fly away, but this is just to mock it up right now, so don't you worry your pretty little heads over that. I'm going to run out to the fun store, Mark Twain, to grab some slightly longer M3s. Exactly. Super glue, whiskey and a stapler. Damn, dude. Someone's hardcore. Manly. I wouldn't know where anything is in Missouri. I only moved here a year ago. I just figured out where the arch was, right? Last week. No. Figured out where the arch was like the day I got here, but that's not the point. Oh, what's it called? It's a place with the Ferris wheel on top. The City Museum. There we go. Mm-hmm. Okay, come on. Get in there. This is half the fun here, is trying to get all your parts together, pieces in there. Yeah, there we go. Two screws. I'm gonna need more of those other ones. Where to put it? Yeah. And this right here is just a Plano organizer. It's one of those things that you find like in any hardware store. I just realized it had a whole bunch of little dividers that works great to hold stuff on both sides. So I picked one up. Three. You know what? Screw the fourth bolt for now. I just need enough to hold the motors in. Wow, these old school ones are not as fun. But yeah. Harbor Freight was the best. I miss it so much. I think we have one in the area, but I'm not sure. And Eckleby, where's the fun in never doing something? You gotta experience everything at least once, right? Mike's hard. I thought about it, but I have work in the morning, so I don't want to be hungover and sick tomorrow. Oh, hey, Keo, how you doing? Doing good back out in Virginia? I'm sure Harbor Freight misses me too. I was a frequent flyer. Everybody, this is one of my good friends, Keo. She is a fellow YouTuber. We knew each other back in Virginia. So be nice to her. And yes, her. Oh my god, she's a girl! Anyway. With all the bolts and standoffs and everything, you can actually pick up... I don't think it's all going to come as one kit, Brett, but you can pick up like a standoff set and a bolt kit and things like that on most of the sites out there. I'm a big fan of Get FPV, but that could partially be because of my location. They get stuff back to me quick. So when I need something, it is here. Alright, looks like we have motors on the thing. We're getting somewhere. So let's go ahead and just mock this up real quick. I am going to replace these pieces of plastic, don't worry. I just want to make sure that everything reaches the way it should. Since it's going to go that way, but whatever. Okay, and uh-oh. I'm going to need to put some ESCs together because this ain't even going to pretend to cut it, is it? Your stuff, KO? I'd look into a Parrot Bebop, honestly. I know, is it Night Train? I'll have to scroll up in the live chat a little bit. One of the guys here does reviews, actually, on the more standard quadcopters. You may want to chat with him real quick. I've lost my mouse altogether. Hello? What did you guys do with it? Did you eat it? Gotta go way up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's Night Train who does reviews on them. So, she's looking for a camera-style drone. She does more art stuff and going to conventions, things like that. So she's looking for a camera drone like I use at the beginning of my videos. You know, like a Parrot Bebop or a DJI Mavic, stuff like that. But Night Train, like I said, does that stuff. Finishing up one soda here. By the time I finish that second one, probably going to call it quits one way or another. I did not do this right. I have motors in the wrong spots. Have a second. Yeah, like I said, those bolt sets can be got just about anywhere. I know Banggood has a really good price on them, but you know how the Banggood shipping boat works. They take forever and a day and a half to get to you. I think they use rowboats or paddle boats to get across the Atlantic, honestly. Or the Pacific. It'd be the Pacific, my bad. Alright, swapping out motors because I'm a dumbass. Should have paid a little more attention. See, counterclockwise and clockwise. Yeah, she's looking for a drone. Oh, hey George, how's it going? This is actually a QAV R, the original one. Before the QAVX and the Sharpoo and all that stuff. It is originally a 5-inch that I have converted to a 6-inch and am now making sure I put the motors on the right direction. Because I did not pay enough attention a minute ago. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not back in Virginia to help you out, so... Yep, and it is taking forever for me to get everything bolted down and ready to go the way I want it to be, but we get there, piece by piece, right? Lost a bolt. Right down my leg. I can feel it, it's steely and cold. They need to come out at some point. I'm sure these guys would like to see on video. Alright. Okay, so that looks long enough, right? So let's go ahead and get it on. Let's get it on. No, let's not really get it on. That'd be kind of weird. I know there are people who are into that. You know what? If you are, you are. Come on. I feel like that is not straight. That is not straight. I am not crazy. Okay. Let me get a third bolt in there real quick to straighten that out. Yeah, one of these points I'll get my tiny whoop up and running again. But I wanged it, got the death toll You know, you could hear it for miles around, and I just haven't put it back together yet. It needs a new flight controller, which means finding a new flight controller, and that takes effort, and I don't feel like efforting on the Tiny Whoop right now. Alright, get out of sleep mode. Come back. Sweet, sweet soldering iron. Here we go. Brad, Banggood isn't too bad, actually. They have a lot of clone frames and such, but their Racer Star stuff is fairly legitimate. And their prices aren't bad on a lot of their stuff. It's all down to shipping times. It takes forever a day. Okay. Get on there real quick. One. Do-do-do. There's two. Can we get you over there a little further? That'd be great. So I personally am a big fan of flipping my ESCs upside down and right side up to keep my motor wires nice and pretty. What do you guys normally do? Oh, come on, really? Get on there. Get on there, get on there, get on there. There we go. Good and tight. Now that I've got that on there, I'm going to remove this plastic. I will put new plastic on when we get there. Alright, one down, three to go. Looks like I'm going to have to build a couple of ESCs because all the wires are missing off of one or two of them. So that ought to be fun, but we'll get done quick. Speeding up. Peace, peace. Make sure everything makes it. AliExpress, what's the shipping time like for them? Man, Armiton shipping times actually aren't half bad. I got my stuff before I got my stuff before it even changed shipping status. So it was like at my house, done and done. Okay, you're gonna go on the back one here because you've already got that solder there. Brett, I highly recommend checking out as many different places as you can. You'd be surprised at what the differences in price and the difference in shipping speed can be. Doodly doodly doo. Alright, one. And get melted. There we go. And two. 3. There we go. Two ESCs. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to build an ESC real quick. Or 2. It'll only take a second. As soon as I can find the wires. Give that back. 1, 2. Is that right? I don't think these are right. These look far too small. Those are not the right wires. There. I don't know. That might need to be a little longer. Yeah. Alright. Wiring box. Okay. Enjoy, Brett. Nice seeing you. And no, I totally missed that post from RDQ. What exactly were they, they wished he was dead because USPS took too long? That's ridiculous. Yes, it's the DJI Air. That's the one I was talking about. Let's see. Slightly bigger wires. Slightly bigger. That'll work. That'll work. What do you think? Are those big enough? I think they are. That's absolutely nuts. I mean, do we have any info as to why? Was it just because USPS took too long? Dude, you'll have to link that for me. I gotta check it out. I don't like doing drama, but man, watching drama's great. I swear, some of these FPV people. Alright. Got my arm bent funny. Gonna burn myself nice and pretty. We'll be good. Melt. This part's the best. Come on. Work with me, work with me, work with me. Okay. And then white and black. Well, that's not even the company's fault. That's USPS. I mean, I'm supposed to have one of BMC3D's new pieces here today, but it's currently stuck in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm not sure what the weather's like out there, but yeah. I'm thinking I'm probably going to get these ESCs done, mocked up and everything at this point, and I may cut the feed for tonight. We've been going on for about 2 hours, so I figure, in fact, that I'll probably finish this up tomorrow if you guys are interested in showing back up. That way we can call it. Yeah, this is what you see in like 15 minutes easy. On the videos, it takes a little bit longer when you're actually building. So, what do you guys think? Should I finish up this stream tomorrow, or do you want me to keep on going through until I'm done tonight? Alright, so so it seems to me like people are down to finish up here tomorrow. If that's what you guys want, I am happy to oblige. Dinner doesn't sound like a bad idea at this point either. So let me know real quick. Give me something in the chat. Anybody else who's watching? is I can do the other half here tonight. I'll get these other two ESCs ready, and we can actually get everything wired up and flying. What do you think? Well, I got 2 people telling me. Waiting for the others. Alright, since no one else is responding other than the people who've been chatting this entire time, yeah, I'll go ahead and finish this up tomorrow. Say same time, same place, 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll go ahead and get this finished up. Alright, so great seeing all you guys. Good to know that a live stream is interesting, and we'll go ahead and get this done tomorrow. Alright. So I guess I'll finish it up here and say, what is it I say? Oh my gosh, meds. I'll say, thank you all for watching, and I'll see all you guys and gals on the flip side. Later.